The following is a paid commercial program paid for by the Lansing branch of the NAACP. The opinions and views expressed in this program belong to its sponsors and are not part of this station or their affiliates or their employees.
Fired up and ready to go. Good evening. I am Dale Kopich, president of the Lansing branch NAACP, and it is my privilege to welcome you to the 56th Annual Freedom Fund celebration. On behalf of our officers, the executive committee, and members, we extend to each of you our sincere appreciation of your presence at our second televised broadcast. Your financial support provides funding for the Lansing branch programs and the national offices. We thank our financial supporters, our awardees, and our speakers, Hill Harper, and our young activist, Tybri Fall. Kick back and prepare for an exciting program.
Welcome to the 56th Freedom Fund celebration with special guest speakers, actor, author, and 7-time NAACP Image Award winner, Hill Harper, and civil rights activist Tybri Fall. Musical performances by Ham's Academy of Champions, spoken praise, worship without words and dancing, Lansing Everett's Band, a poem presented by Michaela Martin. Welcome to the 56th Freedom Fund celebration.
Although penned in the 1900s, Lift Every Voice and Sing still resonates with an eternal timeliness. Pam Eaton Champion, the founder of Pam's Academy of Champions School, please join us as they bless us with their rendition of Lift Every Voice and Sing.
Let her rejoice. Sing a
Good evening. I'm Sherry Jones, and welcome to the 2022 NAACP Awards Show. Throughout the evening, you'll have the opportunity to donate to our local Lansing NAACP chapter by texting FREEDOM to 866-221-5172. Tonight, we'll recognize community leaders, local businesses, and emerging leaders, all of whom are actively challenging society to end racial and other discriminations, embrace diversity, and ensure greater opportunity for all people. Now, here are your hosts for this evening, Leisha Brooms and Doris Kopich.
Thank you, Sherry. Good evening, everyone. We are honored to present the 56th Annual Freedom Fund broadcast.
We hope everyone will be inspired and energized to join us as we continue the fight for equality. Let's have Justin McCurtis, our Youth Assistant Treasurer, tell us about the NAACP's mission.
The mission of the NAACP is to achieve equality, political rights, and social inclusion by advancing policies and practices that expand human and civil rights, eliminate discrimination, and accelerate the well-being, education, and economic security of Black people and all persons of color.
NAACP Fighting Fund for Freedom is now called the Freedom Fund Dinner. It began in 1953 on the national level as a 10-year program to intensify efforts to complete the job of emancipation. During this time, Medgar Evers was killed by an assassin. His NAACP chairman, Bishop Stephen Spotswood, paid tribute to Evers by proclaiming that the NAACP Fighting Fund for Freedom would continue until the job of emancipating our people is complete, and so we fight on.
The brand new MEAN workshop, Christ Kingdom Builders and Reading Readiness Program, brings young people in for the summer in a safe place and a safe environment to present themselves. 35 young people participated in the program this year. Part of the activity was dance. Introducing to you the Reading Readiness Dance Group.
Entitled manner as to count one, unintentional second-degree murder while committing a felony, find the defendant guilty.
Go tell Pharaoh that my people go. Yeah. Go tell Pharaoh that my people go. Yeah. Racial injustice, equality. We coming out of this poverty. Get your knees off my neck. I can't breathe.
No justice, no peace.
You know we come from the dirt. Told me the last to be first. Still trying to make me a slave. But I'm a child of the king. Get your knees off my neck. I can't breathe.
No justice, no peace.
You know we come from the dirt. Told me the last to be first. Still trying to make me a slave. But I'm a child of the king. If you bless God, say. Every king the way he always made a way. Every day that he took your life will try. Yeah. If you know that you gotta get it now, yeah. I got it. You got it. We got it. It's already mine. I got it. You got it. We got it. It's already mine. First.
Jehovah Jireh, you be my provider,
Yeah.
and you're my rider.
You've been with me.
You've been with me through the fire.
Rock this way.
No one else that you got me, giving up not lightly. No, the devil can't stop me, 'cause I'm walking in my victory.
Walking in victory.
Stay with and always go with me.
Everybody jump now. You made a way. Out of no way. 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 You keep on blessing every day. Fight. Yeah. Nobody do me like you, Jesus. Yeah. Ain't nobody do me like the Lord. Yeah. Give you glory, yeah. I give you glory, I give you glory. I give you glory.
Our primary focus for the Lansing NAACP are 6 game changers. These were identified by the National NAACP to address the major areas of inequity facing African Americans. Throughout tonight's program, members will share what the game changers are and how our branch addresses these 6 game changers in our community.
Lansing has many individuals and organizations that have a positive impact on our community and deserves to be recognized.
Here to explain how the NAACP recognizes some of them is Sean Yarber Blodgett.
I am Sean Yarber Blodgett, President of the Youth Council of the NAACP. A game changer is a person or organization that especially advances the mission of the Lansing NAACP. This year, the Lansing branch wants to recognize 2 game changers.
The Lansing branch of the NAACP is proud to present the Game Changer of the Year Award to Dr. Lee Taylor. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
The Lansing branch of the NAACP is proud to present the Game Changer of the Year Award to Tony Wheeler, Lansing Branch Youth Chair.
Thank you. I would like to dedicate this award to my daughter, Gabriella, who pushed mommy into volunteering to be the Youth Council Advisor for NAACP, and also my grandfather, the late Reverend Dr. M.H. Wheeler, who instilled the values of NAACP.
Every person will have equal opportunity to achieve economic success, sustainability, and financial security. This summer, the Lansing NAACP partnered with the Lansing Juneteenth Committee and the Capital Area Michigan Works to host a job fair at St. Joe Park.
I would like to introduce our Youth Council of the Lansing branch of the NAACP and our chair, Ms. Tony Wheeler.
Hello, my name is Tony Wheeler. I am the Youth Council Advisor for Lansing NAACP 3773. Tonight, I am going to introduce our president, Sean Yarber Blodgett.
The Lansing Youth Council was reinstated October 2021. Over the past year, we have accomplished teaching the youth about NAACP, its founding members, and its mission. We have also learned about how NAACP has worked within our communities with regards to the civil rights movements and our rights as citizens. Today, we have a few of our youth council members present today who will explain to you that they have learned over the past year.
Thank you, Sean. Giovanni, can you tell me what NAACP is?
The National Association for the Advancement of Colored People is a civil rights organization in the United States. Formed in 1909 as an interracial endeavor to advance justice for African Americans by a group including W.E.B. Du Bois, Mary White Ovington, Morford Story, and Ida B. Wells.
Wonderful. Isaiah Yarber Blodgett is our treasurer. And Isaiah, can you explain to us what NAACP does?
The NAACP's mission is to ensure the political, educational equality of minority group citizens of the states and eliminate race prejudice. The NAACP works to remove all barriers of racial discrimination through democratic processes.
Thank you. And Ms. Offset Pope, can you tell me how the NAACP helped the civil rights movement?
The NAACP played a pivotal role in the civil rights movement of the 1950s and 1960s. One of the organization's key victories was the U.S. Supreme Court's 1954 decision in Brown versus Board of Education that outlawed segregation in public schools. At the time, NAACP members were subject to harassment and violence.
Thank you. And Ms. Zalea Bradley, who was Audrey Faye Hendricks?
Ms. Hendricks was the youngest civil rights marcher to be arrested. She was only 9 years old.
And Mr. Xavion Bradley, can you tell me how long was Ms. Hendricks in jail?
She was in jail for 5 days with other adults.
And Mr. Jude McCurtis, can you tell me what types of protests there are?
Yes, there are many protests like sit-ins, marches, and rallies.
And can you tell me how some people protest?
They make posters and signs. There is also silent protest, which is where you stand together but say nothing.
Right. And Miss Michaela Yarber Blodgett, who was Constance Baker Motley?
Constance Baker Motley was the first African American woman to urge a case before the Supplementary Court, and the first to several as a federal judge.
Thank you. And Jasmine Yarber Blodgett, can you tell me who Mary White Ovington was?
Mary White Ovington was one of the founding members of the NAACP meeting.
Thank you. Gabriella Stevens, can you tell me what the importance of voting is?
Citizens vote for leaders to represent them and their ideas. The leaders support the citizens' interests.
And who is eligible to vote?
To vote in the USA, you must be 18 years. However, I was able to vote as a delegate for the Lansing Youth Council at the NAACP 113th National Conference this year.
Thank you. And Quentin Yarber Blodgett, are there ways youth can help with voting?
The Youth Council is working with Vote.org to encourage all eligible citizens to vote. Anyone aged 13 to 17 can pledge to vote, and a reminder will be mailed to them to remind them to vote before their 18th birthday.
Next, we're going to move on to Sunshine Morgan McIntyre. Sunshine, what did you learn during our mock voting session this past June?
I learned I can write my name on the ballot and others can vote for me.
That's true. If your name is not on a ballot, you can write it in and you can have others vote for you. Thank you. And Jackson McCurtis, our assistant treasurer, can you tell me some of the things the Youth Council has participated in the past year?
Yes, we made donations to the City Rescue Mission, participated in Souls to the Polls, recruited members at 2 Juneteenth celebrations, participated in a mock vote at the Lansing Election Office, went to Uncle John's Cider Mill, attended the NAACP 113th National Conference, attended the 86th Michigan NAACP Conference, and we also spoke with Representative Julie Brixey during one of our meetings.
Thank you. Lansing Tri-County, if you are interested in becoming a member of the Lansing Youth Council, please log on to naacplansing.org. Thank you.
Tonight, we're honored to have our very own local school district, the Lansing School District's Everett High School Band. Enjoy it.
Thank you, Everett Marching Band. I just get such a sense of pride when I see my former students doing great things.
Yes, our Lansing students are certainly on the move. Now, we will have Offset Pope share information about the Educator of the Year Award.
Welcome, everyone. I am Offset Pope, 12th grader in East Lansing School District. Educating the communities they serve has always been one of the pillars of the NAACP. The Educator of the Year Award goes to an outstanding educator in the Lansing area. The NAACP has chosen one such educator.
The Lansing branch of the NAACP is honored to present the Educator of the Year Award to Dr. Dorinda Carter Andrews. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Leisha, and members of the Lansing branch of the NAACP. It is truly an honor.
Our goal in the future is to ensure every Lansing resident will have equal access to affordable, high-quality health care, and racially disparate health outcomes will end.
We are happy to have our president and CEO of the NAACP, Derek Johnson, giving us remarks this evening.
Hi, I'm Derek Johnson, President and CEO of the NAACP. I want to thank all of the members, friends, and supporters of the Lansing Branch NAACP as you conduct your 56th annual Freedom Fund Banquet. For the NAACP, part of our job is to make democracy work for all. Conducting this banquet as you prepare for the midterm elections is a part of the work. Our banquets are geared towards supporting the work of the association, but our work is to turn out the voters for the midterm election. Michigan is my home state, and you are as critical for this year's national elections than any other state. And I know because of you, the members of this great association, you're going to ensure that we turn out the Black vote. In fact, you're going to ensure that we turn out the vote of individuals with compassion. The health of any community, of any nation, is how well we care for our elders, how well we protect the rights of the disadvantaged, however we categorize disadvantage, and if in fact we are preparing our young people for a bright and prosperous future. That's what's at stake for this election. And I know you, each and every one of you, care about the health of our communities. So thank you for supporting this great organization in our 113th year. Thank you for convening in the way that you have convened to ensure that the resources are there for the community in Lansing. But more importantly, thank you for carrying out the mission of the NAACP. We care about the health of our society. We care about the health of our communities. We care about people. When we fight, we win. So let's fight to the polls so we can win our democracy and care about our future. Thank you.
Thank you, President Johnson, for your kind remarks.
We appreciate your efforts at the state and national level that help us here in Lansing.
Our community is blessed to have organizations that work in our community.
Waiting in the wings is Quentin Yarber-Blodgett, who is going to tell us about the Community Action Award.
Hello viewers, I am Quentin Gerber-Blodgett, a 9th grade member of the Youth Council. The Community Service Award goes to a person who serves the public interest. The person works diligently in the community and gains others to improve the life of all people. We want to recognize one group with our Community Action Award.
The Lansing branch of the NAACP is proud to present the Community Action Award to Alpha Phi Alpha, Fraternity Incorporated Kappa Delta Lambda Chapter. And I just want to congratulate you. I know you're the president of this great organization of Lansing, and your whole community of your brotherhood have done a wonderful job.
Well, thank you, Sharon. We appreciate it. On behalf of the fraternity, the chapter, we appreciate you and being recognized for this auspicious award. Thank you.
The Lansing branch of the NAACP is proud to present the Community Action Award to Michael McKissick of the My Key 23 organization.
Thank you, Linda, and thank the NAACP for this award. This is keeping my son Michael's legacy alive. Thank you.
Hill Harper is an accomplished actor, author, and activist.
He is known for his roles in CSI New York, Limitless, and The Good Doctor. Please welcome him now.
Hi, I'm Hill Harper. I am so thankful and honored to have this opportunity to speak with you. Now, albeit it's not in person, but my hope is that the spirit of our interaction will carry its full intention of upliftment. I would like to personally thank Fonda Brewer. Now, her diligence and years of service with Lansing and NAACP have been tireless and relentless, as you all know. And it's not just here, but the entire team that continues to fight for freedom and for people of color. Thank you for what you do for so many. This is an amazing time with this being the 56th Lansing Branch Freedom Fund celebration. That's big, 56, y'all. I don't want to talk about my age, but you understand it's a long time. You see, the theme is timely, imperative, and this time, as we fight for democracy, we must buckle down and do the work that we know we should do. The theme, venture out to equity. When we vote, we win. The problem in need of a solution. Why should someone with moderate to low income facing food, poverty, working minimum wage jobs, receiving social services to make ends meet, receiving rental assistance, having a car that sometimes works, sometimes doesn't, and more than not relies on public transportation or friends, why should that person vote? I mean, come on. Having said all this with regards to voting, what's in it for them? For real. Now, when we think about voting, when we think about all the impediments that exist for equity and opportunity for people to cast a ballot, we understand that marginalized and historically traumatized communities have lower voter participation, tend to have higher degrees of impediments to voting. In other words, longer lines, fewer voting machines, and also other hurdles that are intended in many ways, and let's be honest with each other, to have them not cast their ballot. So all of us sitting here, most folks sitting here, this is a very selected group. It's a group of leaders sitting here tonight. It is our charge to go out into the communities and get people to register to vote and to vote. Oftentimes, we sit back and we say, and we'll post some stuff on social media, and we'll say, come on, register, come on, vote. But we don't necessarily always roll up our sleeves and go and knock on doors and do the work to actually help and say, what's your impediment to registering? Can I help you get there? And what I often talk about it is the 1 in 10 rule. Each one person sitting here tonight, if you said, I'm going to make sure I register 10 people, I'm going to make sure that these 10 people vote. I'm going to not only make sure they're registered, when it comes time to vote, I'm going to make sure they get to that polling station. I'm going to make sure they do it. And moreover, let's talk about permanent absentee ballot list. This will tremendously help with voter participation, especially for those who may be working on voter days and are not able to get to the polls. Now, folks may not know that they can sign up for that permanent absentee voter piece, right? They may not know that. Let's make sure we're actively educating people, showing them what they can do to maximize their opportunity to vote. I mean, the bottom line is that every vote matters. Voting downstream has a huge impact on us locally. You know, we need everyone to vote every time. And equity must include everything around voting rights in a 360-degree view. We must not let people who fought and lost their lives to secure voting rights be in vain. And moreover on that, we live in a democracy that is increasingly in jeopardy. We've allowed people with big mouths, loud voices, and a small group of people to create dissension, not to mention foreign entities that have used social media and other instruments to create even more division in our country. We need to take back our democracy. And what makes a participatory democracy work is participation, but participation from all people. And so those entities and individuals who have sought to make it harder for people to vote, who have gerrymandered districts and created situations where they're trying to unlevel the playing field, the only way we take it back, y'all, is to get our folks out. You know, I was looking at who our representatives are across the state of Michigan. And you start to realize, do those representatives truly represent the people of our state? And what I mean by that is, this is a government for the people, by the people. Yet it doesn't look like that. And it doesn't look like that in our state. We have to get more folks involved. We have to not judge. We have to create more unity and opportunity. And we have to bring people in. And the only way you do that is by getting out and doing the work, getting out, grabbing people, shaking hands, welcoming people in. Have a pizza night. Everybody loves pizza. Come on, y'all. We can do this if we do it together. Please, if you need to DM me or reach out to me, if I can help in any way, I'm happy to do that because we are all in this together. Dr. King said we're all tied together in a single garment of mutual destiny. That means all of our destinies are inextricably linked, and it has to start with voting, but it doesn't stop there. But that's certainly where it starts. Thank you all for your attention, your energy, your commitment, and to our continued shared fight for full voting rights for all people. The only way we'll get there is to do it together. God bless you. Thank you.
I'm starting my list of 10 tonight. What about you, Leisha?
Oh, I have a list started in my head already. When we vote, we win. You know, Doris, after I joined the NAACP, I met several wonderful individuals that do outstanding work in our local branch.
Here is Mr. Isaiah Yarber Blagett to share about the Outstanding Member of the Year Award.
Good evening. I'm Isaiah Yarber, Treasurer of the Youth Council. We have many outstanding members, but this year's outstanding member is an individual who is thoroughly committed to the mission of the NAACP and excelled in executing tasks to move our branch forward. The Lansing branch of the NAACP is going to recognize 2 outstanding members.
The Lansing branch of the NAACP is proud to present the Outstanding Member of the Year Award to Fonda Brewer. Congratulations.
Thank you, Sharon, and thank you to the NAACP for this prestigious award.
The Lansing Branch NAACP is proud to present the 2nd Outstanding Member of the Year Award to Linda Appling.
Thank you for the award, and I appreciate this. The only thing I would really say to everyone out there is please vote this year. We need your vote more than ever.
Thank you for your words. Disproportionate incarceration, racially motivated policing strategies, and racially biased, discriminatory, and mandatory minimum sentencing will end. Incarceration will be greatly reduced, and communities will be safer. For example, our branch has recently sponsored a Lansing area driver's license restoration clinic. It was held Wednesday, October 12th.
The Lansing branch of NAACP is proud to introduce to you the gospel group Spoken Praise. They have produced many different musical works such as Crying Out, I've Got the Victory, Make It, all under the leadership of musical director Monique Harvey, who also is the choir director at Union Missionary Baptist Church. All the Spoken Praise singers are also members that sing in the choir at Union Missionary Baptist Church. And now we are pleased to present to all of you the one great group, Spoken Praise.
So amazing, You made the sun, moon, and stars above, the winds blow, and you are the air I breathe. There it is. You made everything beautiful. It was good, we stand in awe of you. So amazing, you are so amazing, God of the possible. So amazing, you are so amazing. Help me say, hey, some moon and stars above, the winds they blow, you made everything. So amazing, you are so amazing, God of the
you spoke in praise for that amazing selection.
Just like they are blazing a path in the Lansing area, there are others whose work creates opportunities for others.
Youth Council member Jade Walker is ready to explain the Trailblazer of the Year Award.
Welcome to the show. I'm Jade Walker, Assistant Secretary of the Youth Council. A trailblazer is someone in the community that identifies social injustices and brings them to the public's eye. Their action leads to dialogue that improves community relations and public healing.
The Lansing Branch NAACP is proud to present the Trailblazer Award of this year to Dr. Lakia Tucker.
Thank you, President Kopich, and to the NAACP. Thank you.
Thank you for your service.
I'm humbled to receive this award.
Thank you.
And the other Trailblazer Award is awarded to Mr. Joshua Gillespie.
Thanks, Brother Pope. It is my distinct honor to receive this award.
Thank you again, Everett Marching Band. We have been showcasing our youth all night, and this brings us to one of my favorite awards, Up and Coming Leader.
Yes, indeed. Here to talk about the Up and Coming Leader Award is Giovanni Austin.
Hello, I am Giovanni Austin, 11th grader in Lansing School District. The Up and Coming Leader Award recognizes the future leaders among us. This individual presents themselves in an engaged, positive, and professional manner.
The Lansing branch of the NAACP is honored to present the award for up-and-coming leader to Michaela Martin, recent graduate of Everett High School. We congratulate you, Michaela, and we present this award, and we are saddened that you cannot be with us tonight.
Michaela Martin is one of our prize students who participated in the EXO program at the local branch of NAACP. This year, she was one of our top winners, and she is a member of Worship Without Words and a leader in the Reading Readiness program for our group. I'd like to introduce to you Michaela Martin, who won the Poetry Award for EXO, A-C-T-S-O.
Who is Mary Church Terrell? You and I don't know, but I'm about to tell. A woman of class, a woman of style, a woman for education, always a woman of organization, a woman that helped racism's elimination, one of many first and co-founders of the NAACP, one of the first African Americans to earn a college degree. She was one of the first activists to fight for suffrage. She was one of the first African American teachers, a first of many things to reach us. Mary wanted everyone to be treated equal. She helped anyone not equally treated. Mary co-founded the NAACP so that African Americans will be treated equally. Mary wanted to improve not just the lives of many, but of all African Americans and African American women. Mary Church Terrell wanted all women to vote, and all African Americans united to vote. If not for her fighting for women's suffrage, racial hatred, all rights and injustice, What a different place this will leave us in. What African Americans accomplished for America and me can only be because of Mary and the co-founders of the NAACP. For many long years, they worked to make African Americans free. Free to be teachers, lawyers, and equalists, to be and do whatever, and not just exist. Mary taught me confidence. Mary taught me how to fight for what I need or want, and to fight for what is right. Mary taught me to be a leader. Mary taught me to keep going when the going got tough. Mary is an inspiration for all of us. Now to all of you, I will tell. One day, I want to be a Mary Church Terrell. Thank you.
Voting rights and political representation. Every American will have free, open, equal, and protected access to the vote and fair representation at all levels of the political process. By protecting democracy, enhancing equity, and increasing democratic participation and civic engagement, African Americans will be proportionately elected to political office. Our branch was very active in getting signatures for Promote the Vote, which is now on the November 8th ballot.
It is my honor to introduce our next guest speaker, Tybri Fa. Tybri is a student just like me, and I can't wait to hear how he will inspire us to action.
Good evening. My name is Tybri Fa. I'm excited to be here with you. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm from East Tennessee, 14 years old, and starting my first year of high school. I love history. I love football. I've played football since I was 5 years old. I'm offensive lineman and a defensive lineman. On offense, it's my job to protect the quarterback and open holes for the running back. On defense, it's my job to disrupt or sack the quarterback and stop the opposing team from making forward progress. Let me tell you, football is serious in the South. There's not much of a summer break. The last day of school is usually the last week of May. We start practicing the first week of June. It starts with weightlifting every day, working 2 hours to get strong. Next comes practice, learning and perfecting the fundamentals of your position. Now let me tell you, I'm talking 3 hours of practice. Rain or shine, we scrimmage against teams to assess our strengths and weaknesses. We look at X's and O's. We watch film, and our coach comes up with a game plan from one common goal, to win. There isn't anything like winning. Putting your heart and soul into something you believe in and coming out successfully is a great feeling. I have something else that means the world to me. For those of you who do not know me, I'm the kid who had the honor to become friends with Congressman John Lewis. When I was 10 years old, I made a conscious decision to meet Congressman. That meeting changed the direction of my life. He inspired me to stand up, speak out, and get into good trouble. For the last 4 years, that is exactly what I've done. Being an activist and fighting for what is fair requires much of the same planning and dedication as football. I planned my meeting with Congressman John Lewis in 2018. I went to Selma, Alabama to thank him for fighting for my rights. He was every bit of the hero I imagined. He shook my hand, hugged me, and asked me to lead the march to the Edmund Pettus Bridge. The same year, he invited me to the march with him to protest gun violence during March for Our Lives in Atlanta. He invited me to the House floor to vote with him. In that same year, our friendship continued through FaceTime calls, a meeting at Benedict College for a football game, and each year in Selma, Alabama to commemorate Bloody Sunday. I studied him, I connected with his character, and his fight became my fight. I marched, I protested, I knocked on doors to get out the vote. I spoke at rallies, and during COVID, I Zoomed with classrooms all over the country. I wrote 2 books, had a book written about me. When Congressman Lewis was called home, his family reached out to me to speak at his funeral, where I recited his favorite poem, Invictus. In March of this year, I was invited back to Selma to address the memories of Congress on the Edmund Pettus Bridge, just as the congressman had done each year. John Lewis knew the power of the vote. He knew it was the single greatest form of nonviolent protest, a right which he fought, bled, and nearly died. And just like putting in the work for the Friday night lights in football, we must have a game plan for the upcoming elections. I can't vote yet, but I do know 2 things I learned from football can also apply to voting. We must go on defense. We must stop the opposing team from making progress to suppress our vote and take away rights of others. And just like my coach, we should have a strategy to win. Figure out the X's and the O's. Analyze the strengths and the weaknesses. Identify who to count on and what the message should be. We need to register as many people as possible to vote. We must knock on doors, carpools to the poll, and do everything in our power to get out the vote and win. Because when we fight, we win.
What an amazing young man. I can't wait to see what he does in the future.
He has made such a positive impact at such a young age.
Here in Lansing, we like to recognize people and organizations who make a positive impact in our community.
We have an Image Award, and Miss Gabriella R. Stevens is here to tell us all about it.
Good evening. I'm Gabriella Stevens, Secretary of the Youth Council. The Image Award recognizes the achievements of an individual who has made great strides in our community. Their selflessness has made a positive impact in Lansing.
The Lansing branch of the NAACP is proud to present to Terrence Cooper, Head of People Ready Activating Youth. On behalf of Terrence, Fonda Brewer is accepting this award.
Thank you, Sharon. On behalf of Terrence Cooper, who is not able to join us tonight, he sends his gratitude to the NAACP.
Worship Without Words, WWW, came into the program in 2008. Their job is to interpret music and words to give passion and compassion to elderly people who are recovering from COVID. This is an uplifting praise part of the organization. Introducing to you, Worship Without Words.
I was messed up, dirty as I can be. I was on my way to hell, yeah. But I heard a preacher preaching the word of God. Confess your sins and repent. So I came to Jesus. Yes, I did. As I was weary. Yeah. For he said, I found in him a resting place. And he made me.
NAACP is expanding the presence of youth consciousness in every aspect of the association through significant attention to expanding engagement with our youth. Young adult engagement will be key in policy research, development, and advocacy on all levels. Greater support is being made to enhance our capacity to recruit, engage, train, and retain our young people. One example is when our youth met on June 11th at the election office in Lansing, where they received a lesson on voting and were able to participate in a mock voting session. Later, our branch sent youth to the 113th National Conference in Atlantic City, New Jersey this August as registered delegates.
The NAACP works at the local, state, and national level to create positive outcomes for the communities they serve. We cannot do the work alone. We need you to join us to make the 6 Game Changers a reality. Visit naacplansing.org and become a member today.
The Lansing Branch NAACP would like to acknowledge and thank all of our sponsors, viewers, our in-kind partners, Everett Marching Band, Spoken Praise, Pam's Academy of Champions, our speakers Hill Harper, Ty Brefa, and Carrie Owens, and members for supporting us as we venture out to equity. Remember,
when we vote, we win. Coming up next is President of the Lansing Branch of the NAACP to describe and present the President's Award, Dale Kopich.
The President Award recognizes an individual or organization who has done exceptional work. This is usually someone who has amplified outstanding service and distinctive contributions to the greater Lansing area. This year's President Award is LEAP, the Lansing Economic Area Partnership for providing relief grants to minority businesses.
Thank you very much, Dale. I really appreciate it. And on behalf of our members and our executive committee and my amazing, tenacious staff, I want to say thank you. It's a real honor to accept this award. The NAACP was an incredible partner. I'm putting these grants together as well as scores of other partners. Economic development, I know our reputation, a lot about big business and developers, all true, but that's a means to an end. Economic development is really about uplifting our community and all people within the community. And with these grants, Dale, as you know, we all tried together to make sure that nobody was left out and raise everybody up. And I think we accomplished that goal, and I'm thankful to you and thankful to this award. It means a lot to LEAP and my staff and all of our members. So thank you very much.
Thank you for your leadership.
Our fallen freedom fighters. Looking forward is where we must focus, but remembering who contributed to the movement to create our future matters too. Today, we honor all of our fallen freedom fighters.
Ms. Carrie Owen is a life member of the NAACP. She has been a dedicated member since she moved to the Lansing area in 1964. Carrie is a retired educator and always willing to share her knowledge with everyone. Carrie?
I validate and applaud the Lansing Branch NAACP for giving me the opportunity to urge and encourage you to vote in the midterm election in November. We are living in perilous times, and I feel you are aware that our democracy is being threatened by persons who don't think we matter and should not have a right to vote. Please think of our ancestors. Many of them died so that we might have the right to vote. They believe in the power of prayer and that God was going to protect them, and He did. We are all created equal. We count. We matter. We are special in God's sight. We have a right to have our voices heard. Our voices are heard through our votes. Make your voice heard through your vote. As you listen to the media and or read reports, you probably hear what is going on in our country. Please do not let this discourage you. Remember our ancestors and how they never gave up. They continued to fight for their freedoms that we deserved. Please use your common sense and ask God to help you to make the right decisions, and He will. Please be informed and stay alert. As you vote to make your voice heard, please be an advocate for your family members, friends, and neighbors. If you can volunteer, knock on doors, go to schools, make sure all students 18 and older are registered to vote, and make phone calls. Do whatever you can to help to save our democracy. I come to you with love, compassion, forgiveness, faith, and hope. Our ancestors didn't give up, neither can we. Hebrews 11:1 says, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." Let us have faith as our ancestors, and let our voices be heard through our votes at the midterm election Tuesday, November 8th, 2022.
Let us pray. Lord, we thank you for the opportunity to broadcast this program. We thank you for the NAACP and the work that they're doing to end injustice both locally and nationally. Lord, bless our viewers tonight. We thank you for the strength and the courage to continue the fight for freedom and voting rights. As we close, we pray the words of Albert A. Goodson. We've come this far by faith, leaning on the Lord, trusting in His holy word. He's never failed us yet. Oh, we can't turn around. We've come this far by faith. Continue to give strength to those in harm's way, we pray. Amen.
Thank you for coming on this journey with us tonight. We hope you were encouraged and inspired. Let's venture out to equity. When we vote, we win. Good night, everyone.